Hey everyone, welcome to our Thursday night Facebook Live. I'm Alyssa, nutritionist and owner of Soul Food Nutritionista, and tonight we are going live chatting all about the 3 ways that you need to shift your mindset to actually fix your gut. Let me just backtrack for just a moment. When I'm working with my clients and even in my free Love Your Guts IBS support group, one of the number one things that I see is holding people back is their mindset. Now, it's a lot more, there's a lot more to this than just this woo-woo concept of thinking positive and all will be right in the world. There's a lot more that we're going to talk about to actually back up what we're talking about when we say mindset, because the term mindset has kind of become overused, we'll say, and it awfully fluffy. But we need to get right down to brass tacks about this and talk about the nitty-gritty behind what is actually holding you back when it comes to the thoughts that you're thinking and everything that's spinning around in that noggin of yours. So I want to dive right in. I have so much to talk to you about tonight, and I made some notes to make sure that I get to all of it. So the number one thing that we're going to talk about tonight is really, really important. I really need to stress this one. So it is absolutely critical that when we're talking about shifting your mindset, one of the things that you must do is shift away from the pain. Shift away from the pain. I see it all too often. And don't get me wrong, I totally understand people jumping into the Facebook group. I'm getting messages, I'm getting emails, and people are in so much pain that that's all they know how to talk about. And it says, Alyssa, like, I can't stop pooping, my life is miserable, everything is so horrible, nothing's going right, and I'm back in pain. And it just is this continual cycle of this self-dialogue of all the pain and all the shittiness that's going on in their world. And so why it's really critical that you move away from the pain is because if you're constantly sitting in the pain, you will never be able to move towards the solution, to move toward the good feeling. Now, again, there's some more to this than just this woo-woo concept of just move away from the pain. Just ignore the fact that you are in excruciating pain, you haven't pooped in 3 days, you're bloated, gassy, and you feel like you have no control over your life or health. I'm not saying that, okay? But I'm gonna share a story with you. I had a client who came to see me. She was in a ton of pain, particularly on her right side and all through the front and down in the front of her abdomen. Now, she had been diagnosed with SIBO. She was extremely constipated. Bloating was unreal. She was just extremely uncomfortable 100% of the time. She had spent a lot of time self-navigating, trying to get to the bottom of fixing her gut. And before she came to see me, she had several days where she would just lay in the fetal position in absolute excruciating pain. Now, when her and I started working together through the Love and Trust Your Guts program, I put her through the 4-step gut repair system, and very quickly she started to see results. Here are some of the results that came. Her bloating went away, her bowel movements were completely balanced and regulated, so her constipation was gone, her pain drastically decreased. In fact, she felt just mild pain happening on the right side and nothing in the center or in her lower abdomen any longer. She started to feel happier, she was less reactive, and so many areas of her life started to improve. But she wasn't able to recognize it, and here was the problem. She had spent so much time in her pain. Every time she came to me and saw me, she kept dwelling in what symptoms were still remaining. And every time I'd check in, I'd say, okay, well, how are your bowel movements? Well, they're better. I'm going 2 to 3 times a day. But my pain is still hurting here, and I'm tired, and it feels hard, and life feels hard. And I wasn't able to go and do all these things 3 months ago. And so she kept reverting back to the pain and all of the things that she had been missing out on in her life, that she wasn't actually recognizing the progress that was happening. That is massive. This is why I'm saying, guys, you need to move away from the pain, because if you remain in the pain and you're only recognizing what's not going right in your life, you will never recognize when you have flowers already growing in your garden. When your grass is already green and you're busy looking at your neighbor's grass and how you just want everyone else's, but you're not able to recognize what you've already got. And so I really want to challenge you to bring your focus back to, what are you thinking about? I want you to start thinking about what is going right in your life. And don't get me wrong here, okay? Again, we're not saying just stuff what isn't going right. I don't want you to just put a lid on it and pretend all is great and happy in the world. I want you to recognize what progress is happening, and in the areas that still need improvement, then we're going to get into the second thing that I want you to be focusing on. So this is where we move into number 2. Number 2 is also critical. And I'm just going to come out and say it, and it's going to sting a little, but stay with me. Your illness is not yours. Your illness is not yours. It's not yours to own. So newsflash, guys, you can't keep it unless you want to. So how many times have you caught yourself saying, my IBS, or my bloating, or my gas? It's not yours. You would never say, I am cancer. That sounds ridiculous. You would never say, I am bloating, I am IBS, I am colitis. No, these are not who you are. Your symptoms are not who you are, and they are not yours to own. And so it's really critical that we hone into the language that we're using, because every time you take ownership over your symptoms, you're going to have a really hard time breaking up with them. You're going to have a really hard time breaking up with them. So the second thing I want to challenge you on is stop taking ownership of your illness. It is not yours. How many times have you said that your diagnosis is preventing you from living your life? Don't give your power over to your symptoms. The minute that you do, you become powerless. I want you to take that power back. Take your power back and stop letting your symptoms control you. Shift that mindset away from, this illness is controlling me. I want you to take your power back and start taking action towards the things that are going to resolve the problems in your life. So the mindset shift becomes away from the pain and towards the solution. All right, so all these three, they work together. And this moves us into the third thing that I want you to really focus on in order to shift your mindset to fix your gut. All right, we need to change the way that you view healing. The thing is that we were really brought up to think that you get sick, you go to the doctor, the doc gives you some meds, you rinse and repeat, right? But the problem with that is that your doctor's toolbox really is limited. Now, I will just pause right here and say, we're not here to debate which is better, if, doctors are good or bad. That's not what I'm saying here. What I am saying is that the doctor's toolbox is limited. In other words, what they specialize in, what they are there for, is symptom management, troubleshooting emergencies, operations, diagnosis. They are not there for emotional support. They are not there for nutritional guidance. So if you're going to your doctor saying, Doc, I feel so bloated. In fact, every time I eat, I feel like I'm 9 months pregnant. Please do something. Or, hey doc, I haven't shit in 5 days, and I really need to know what I should eat to fix that. This is not within your doctor's toolbox to talk about. They're not trained in nutrition. They're not trained in emotional support. As a physiotherapist is not trained in medication. As a nutritionist is not trained to diagnose. Do you see where I'm going? with this. Each toolbox offers a different set of tools. And in order for you to open up the possibility for your healing, it's important that we change the way that we look at healing. So, here's the thing. I want you to really consider that perhaps there are some other options for you outside of what your doctor said. Now, I'm not saying go against what the doctor said. Doctors play a really important role. What is really important is that you take all toolboxes into account and you take your power back by taking action in all different areas. So if you need to go to the doc to get some diagnosis, super important. Some testing, super important. If you need to have a colonoscopy done to determine how much inflammation is going on, if your symptoms have perhaps progressed to Crohn's or colitis, then absolutely, I encourage you to utilize that toolbox. And I encourage you to tap into the other toolboxes as well, such as a holistic toolbox like a holistic nutritionist, a naturopathic doctor, a homeopath, some of these other options that will allow you to be supported with your nutrition. What the heck to eat? Do you know what you should be eating to fix your gut? I'm not talking about a low FODMAP diet or a GAPS diet or a specific carbohydrate diet. These diets will not fix your gut. You need to get on a specific diet for your individual body. So do you have a customized maximum nutrition plan? I want you to open up those doors and consider that there are other opportunities for healing. And when you do that, the hopelessness and frustration that you feel, it becomes an open door to other avenues to explore. All right? So here's the thing. I read I was listening to it. I didn't read it. The most inspiring thing today, and I had to share this with you guys. So I was listening to this really amazing interview with Jay Shetty. And I really encourage you to go and look Jay Shetty up. He is incredibly inspiring. And so here's what he was teaching and talking about. He said, you can't be what you can't see. All right, let me give you an example. You can't fix your gut if you don't see that it's possible for you to fix your gut. You cannot fix your gut if you say to me, Alyssa, these are just the cards I've been dealt. There's nothing I can do to fix my gut. I just have to deal with it. If you are saying things like that, then you are closing that door shut to the possibility for you to actually fix your gut. Okay? So here's an example. If you have never seen or met a billionaire, or you've never even known of what a billionaire is, you wouldn't really want it because you wouldn't know what it looks like or feels like or what that all entails, right? So here's the thing that you really want to look at doing in order to be able to evaluate where you're at as far as your mindset is concerned and as far as the possibility for you to fix your gut. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to find someone that inspires you, someone that is educated on the topic of fixing their gut perhaps, and find sort of a mentor or coach, someone even perhaps that is just living the lifestyle of a healthy person. And you want to really monitor them, study them, be inspired by them, and really understand what they're doing, okay? So if we use the example of a billionaire, find a billionaire, right? Watch that billionaire. What sort of daily habits are they doing? What sort of daily behaviors or rituals are they doing? What sort of thoughts are they thinking? What foods are they eating? Really get to understand what is the lifestyle of a billionaire, okay? Or what is the lifestyle of someone with a healthy gut? What do they eat? When do they sleep? What thoughts do they think? Do they exercise? Really get to understand what are they doing to have such a happy gut, because I want a happy gut, right? All right, the second thing that you want to do is after you've really evaluated, this person seems to have this happy gut thing licked. And take a look at that and say yes or no. Is this lifestyle for me? Yes or no? Because here's the thing, the billionaire lifestyle is not for everyone. And as Jay Shetty says, you might be saying, oh yes it is, but here's the difference. Of course, you want the results, right? Everyone wants the results. But the process is where the magic is. Do you want the process of becoming a billionaire? Are you willing to put in the work to become a billionaire? In other words, are you willing to live the lifestyle that's required in order to have a healthy gut? It's not about just going on a short cleanse and whipping your gut back into shape after, the new year hit because you were inhaling all the food over Christmas. So you're like, I'm going to do some juice cleanse, get my gut rate back on track, and we'll be good. I can go back to eating my garbage food, right? It's not about that. It is about a continual lifestyle of having a healthy gut that requires daily habits and patterns and rituals and things that you do throughout the day to take care of your body. Are you willing to put in that work? Are you willing to have that lifestyle? Everyone and anyone, they can wish for the result, but are you willing to put in the work? And if the answer is yes, if you are sick of being stuck in your symptoms, of having these irritable bowels, the gas, bloating, diarrhea, or constipation that has you feeling absolutely out of control in your life, like you cannot go out and just enjoy food and friends and experiences, and has you glued at home feeling miserable, then give me a yes in the comments below, because those are the people that have got the mindset licked and are ready to fix their guts. Those are the people that I want to talk to. Those are the people that we can help. So if your answer is no, that's okay. That is totally okay. This is the most beautiful part about being in your own driver's seat. You get to drive your own car. You get to drive and control your life, the outcome of your life. Don't let anyone take the wheel. You are the driver of your life. Okay, you might have mentors and coaches that get to be your GPS to help you get to your destination, but never give up the driver's seat in your life, not even to your symptoms. Don't let them control your destination. And so if right now the answer is no, you're not willing to put in that lifestyle, that's okay. Then this is what allows you to determine exactly where you're at, and then you can create the lifestyle and create the outcome that you want. But at the end of the day, you get to choose. And that is what mindset is all about, is that you take your power back and you get to decide, yes, I made this decision for me. This is the outcome that I chose. You get to choose. I know that you guys can fix your gut. It's been proven. It's been scientifically proven that you can in fact fix your gut. So there's no real arguing of whether we can physically fix your gut. It's just whether you believe that you can and whether you are willing to take the steps to do so. So guys, I hope this was super helpful. Next week, we're going to be jumping back on live for another exciting topic. If you haven't done so already, be sure to jump into our free Facebook group, Love Your Guts IBS Support Group, and we will see you next week. Bye.